What's up, guys? Adventures with Erin here, and today I wanted to ask you guys a question, and you guys might think that question's rhetorical, but spoiler alert, it's not. It's not a rhetorical question. It is an actual question. You guys are gonna be rolling your eyes in a hot second here, but that question is, do you want to make 6 figures or more in your own online business? That's the question. And it sounds rhetorical because you're like, Erin, duh, I would love to make 6 figures online. Does that mean I can leave my job? Yes. Does that mean I don't have to be on someone else's schedule? Yes. Does that mean that I could be making more money than I'm currently making right now and have freedom? Yes. So why wouldn't it be a rhetorical question? Rhetorical question because nobody knows prior to actually doing that what it actually takes to get to that point. And a lot of people sign themselves up for the idea because they're like, this is amazing. I would love to make money online, blah, 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 blah. And then they realize that there's work, and they realize that there's commitment, and they realize that there's consistency and dedication and sacrifices that need to be made. And then it doesn't look so hot. And then they fall off, and then they go back to their job, and then they do something else. And then they try, making money quicker, like less money somewhere else. And I get it. I totally get it. But I wanted to film this video because I wanted to put things in a perspective from, obviously experiencing it myself. And this was it should have been a revolutionary point in my life because before I started working online, I was making no more than $20,000 a year. $20,000, not that you guys need to know my finances, but just to put things into perspective, I was a 22-year-old who was working part-time in 3 different places. And I came into this blind. I came into this without that mindset. I came into this without anybody asking me that question. I don't know, by the grace of God, I fucking ended up where I'm at right now. But when I started, I just wanted out of my job. I just wanted to be able to travel more. Making money online sounded cool. I had never even looked into anything else before. It just showed up on my Facebook feed one day and I was like, oh, sick, whatever, I'll do this. And then I left my job 3 months later. I don't know how it happened. I really don't. But I think over the course of time, realizing that it was going to require more of me. It was going to require me to become a different version of myself. Not to become a different person, but to become a different and better version of myself if I wanted to make this happen. It was going to require more sacrifice than I was, anticipating. It was going to require that I didn't travel right off the bat like I was planning to. I was like, I'm just going to quit my job and travel and then I'll build it then. People have done it, but I needed to plant. I needed to plant and I needed to build and I needed to learn and I needed to break down the old Erin who didn't have that kind of a mindset and didn't have that kind of consistency and, wasn't capable of building the empire that I've built now. And I had to break it all the way down. I had to get to the core, the very bottom of it. And I hit rock bottom a couple times actually. But I had to get to the bottom so I could rebuild a new foundation for myself so that I could have that kind of an abundance in my life. So I wanted to point out a couple different things. I got my whiteboard over here because I wanted to make sure I didn't miss anything. But I think if you do, and if you think you're ready, I want to go through a couple of different things that I had to go through and that I had to realize and shift my perspective on to be able to get to where I'm at now and to be able to build a 6-figure online business. So the first thing, at least for me, I had to go into debt. That sounds really scary and I totally get it. And if you clicked off this video right now, I get it. It's scary, but we go into debt for the degrees that we don't even use. There are so many things that people go into debt because they go shopping. People go into debt for traveling. I never, okay? I'm going to go background story real quick. I've never been in debt. I actually dropped out of college so that I wouldn't have to go into debt because I was paying out of pocket and working 5 jobs to fund my college degree, and I had absolutely nobody to co-sign. I had nobody who saved anything up. I was paying entirely by myself at the University of Pittsburgh, so it's not cheap. And I dropped out of college because I refused to open up take out a loan or open up a credit card because I was so scared of debt. And it wasn't until I started this business that I was like, this, out of all things in my life, this is worth it to me. I need to be put under pressure. I need to be backed into a corner if I'm going to fucking crush something. Okay. So I purposely put myself in a corner. I wanted to do paid advertising for my business because I wanted to reach and help as many people as I possibly could. And I put myself in a corner so that I would fucking go. I just wanted to make myself go. That's all I wanted, and that's what I needed to do. And I think a lot of people are really intimidated by that idea. A lot of people already have debt. A lot of people already spent, money on dumb things, and now they got debt. And I wanted to put that out there as a perspective because it's a business, dude. It's a business, and that's the requirement generally. I know obviously there's other systems out there. Maybe you don't have to go into debt, but I wanted to make a lot of money and I wanted to make it quickly, and that's why I made $120,000 my first year. But again, no income claim. Like, I'm not saying that to brag. I'm not saying anything along those lines. I just want to put things into perspective and give you kind of like my mindset on the aspect and on the situation. So that was the one. Another one is that you have to be prepared to value helping people more than you value money. I started off valuing helping people, and then I was just like, numbers, blah, blah, blah. I like made these systems in place, and I got so disconnected from the people that I was helping that I almost lost sight of it. And because of that, my business tanked. Like, I was making like $20,000-$30,000 a month, like multiple 5 figures a month, and it just like trickle until I was like, wake up, Erin, like you started this to help people, like get back to that, get back to the roots, get back to why you started. You have to be ready to be more value focused than money focused, or else things just aren't gonna work. It's just the universe trying to make you a good person, I think. I don't know. But another thing was I wanted to start my own online business so I could wake up whenever I wanted, because I hated setting my alarm. It could be like 10 a.m. Like, I could have gotten good sleep, but I hated waking up in the morning knowing that I was getting up because someone else told me I had to be somewhere. So I was just like, I'm going to sleep in whenever I start my own online business. Yada, yada. I wake up at 6 o'clock every morning. Every morning. My roommate asked me to go out to go see Nightmare the other day. If you guys don't know who Nightmare is, he's an amazing DJ and I love him. And she asked me to go see him the other night. And I said no, because I was going to wake up at 6 o'clock the next morning because I had shit to do and I had people to serve, you know what I mean? And value to give and just things to do. So I said no. It was really hard, but I was like, that's the role that I have stepped into. And I do have fun. It's not like I always say no. Like, I was out last weekend, you know what I mean? But it's all in moderation and just being more strict on myself. I really was just like, I'm going to start an online business so I can do whatever I want, whenever I want. And I can, but I choose not to. I choose to do the things that are going to push me forward and that are going to help other people instead of things that are just fun for the short term. So I really started making sacrifices in that area. Calling yourself out is another one that I have. If you're not ready to call yourself out, if you are not ready to be like, okay, like, Erin, like, you could have totally done better in this circumstance, or like, you really need to work on this aspect, or you really need to shift your mindset on this subject. Like, if you're not ready to do that, don't start a business. Like, you gotta like really, like I said earlier in the video, you have to step into a better version of yourself. You have to step into a new role if you're going to get to that next level. Like, wherever you're at right now, if you're not as successful or as happy or, you know, just wherever you want to be, if you're not where you want to be, you have to change who you are. You have to upgrade the version of yourself to become and live the life that you want to live. Like, you have to level up, and that requires a change in energy. That requires a change in discipline. That requires a shift in mindset. I mean, it requires so many different things. So calling yourself out is huge. Personal development. I was already into personal development before I started my business, not really extensively. I think I read like 2 books, but they were good books. I mean, it was The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck, and then it was also How to Win Friends and Influence People. I love that. But I am like on personal development crack now. So like, I mean, podcasts, just videos, YouTube clips, books, audiobooks, anything that I can listen to, like I'm on that shit now. And you have to, because whenever you stop, which again, I did, I stopped for like a couple months because I was like, I'm already successful. Like, my business is making like 5 figures a month, blah, 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 blah. And like I said, just tanked. It tanked. And I didn't even realize until recently. I was just like, this is like why it tanked. And then you switch things around and then it picks back up. It's in direct correlation to what you experience in your outer world. Everything that you're putting into here, everything that you're feeding into here, just immediately, at least for me, it takes some time at first, but it almost immediately reflects in my life. So that's huge. And then last one is, a lot of people want to do it alone. A lot of people want to do it like solo. They want to have all the credit for everything. They want everybody to look at them as like the only person that did it. And like, I get it. I totally get it, but it's not feasible and it's really stressful, and you can get so much further, so much faster if you don't do things by yourself, and if you ask for help, and if you give help to other people, if it's a healthy exchange of like, I can do this, can you help me with this, yada, yada, yada. So definitely would not be where I am if I didn't have the help that I had. And that is pretty much, I guess that's like 5 main things that a lot of people don't know, and a lot of people don't see behind the scenes of, you know, what it takes to be making that kind of an income, what it takes to be running that kind of a business. And again, multiple different ways to do it. I'm just speaking from personal experience here because I wanted to put that out into the universe. I want to put that out into the world so that less people sign themselves up for something that they 1000% were not expecting, and more people who are like, you know what, like I want to go through that to achieve that result. Like I am willing to go through whatever I have to go through to get to that point, to help that many people, you know, to serve, to share my message, whatever it is that you're starting, you know, that movement for, whenever it is that you're starting that, I guess, business in my circumstance, but it could really be anything. So, yeah, I just want to put that out there. I wanted to put it into perspective, and that's all I got. But I hope you guys are having an amazing, amazing day, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye!